Keitora YYC in the house, y'all. Got the Suzuki Keitora DA63T. And if you're here for the last videos, we put these bad boys on. But today, we're going to be doing something different. We're going to be changing the oil. So, I'm going to show you how to change oil on this. Going to go through everything that I'm going to use and everything that I have. And then we'll get to the oil change. So, just a note, everything I'm using here, I'm going to have a link to it down in the description. If it's not the exact item, something very similar. So stay tuned. I'm going to have everything for you. So first of all, we're going to need some ramps or a jack and some jack stands. I'm going to use ramps, but if you do jack your car up, I'll show you exactly where to jack this up, because it's got some weird jacking points and jack stand mounts. So yeah, let's use ramps or jack stands. And then we got to have the wheel stoppers, so got a pair of those. And then got to have a pail, a bucket, or a pan to drain all your old oil. And then obviously a funnel to fill up your new oil. And then I like using this oil spill mat. I put this underneath the truck in case I spill or drip any oil. This is literally the best thing ever. I mean, you can see how clean the floor is, right? So I got that oil spill mat, and then some working gloves, and then oil filter wrench to get that oil filter off. I usually always need this. And then obviously you need your socket set to take the drain bolt out. And then I've got a torque wrench here, so when we tighten the drain bolt, and I'll let you know what the torque is for the drain plug. And then here's the oil filter. So I use a genuine Suzuki filter. I got this one from Megazip. Once again, I'll let you know how to get it down in the description. But there's the part number for anyone who's interested. And then if you're crazy like me, we're also going to be replacing the washer on the drain bolt. This is a single-use one-time drain washer, so there's the part number for that as well. And just keep in mind that this part number gets you 10 washers. I just ordered 3 from Megazip. They put it in the same bag. But yeah, there's the Suzuki genuine crush washer for the drain bolt. And if you just want the dimensions or measurements of this, let me know. So that's all you should need to change the oil. And obviously I left the best for last, the oil itself. So let's go take a look. So I'm going to be using this Pennzoil Ultra Platinum Full Synthetic 5W30. And I know, I mean, we could debate here our whole lives, you know, which oil to use. And in terms of brand and all that, you know, use what you got to use. And just make sure you stick to the specification. And then a note on that specification, we can take a look here. So I do have the instruction manual and actually the maintenance notes. So let's take a look quickly. By the way, if you need any info from the instruction manual, just let me know. So here we go, gotta translate it a bit. So engine oil grade, so either we can use some 10W30, okay, and then those are the certifications, or 5W30. So in my case I'm using 5W30. And then for capacity, if we're doing just oil, 2.8 liters. If we're doing oil and the filter, which I am doing right now, that's 3 liters of oil. Okay, so hopefully that settles the debate. So I'm using 5W30, and then just make sure it's got that certification, and then you guys use, you know, whatever you need to use. But once again, using Pennzoil Ultra Platinum Full Synthetic 5W30, and then I got all my certifications out in the back here, but yeah, that's what we're using for oil. And then so what I'm gonna do now is gonna drive the car up on the ramps, and then we'll get underneath, and then I'll drain the oil, and then we'll tune in again. Alright, see you in a bit. So, as it is with many things automotive, these ramps doesn't give me enough clearance to drain the oil and change the filter. I mean, I could do it, but not able to film it well. So I'll just show you how to jack it up anyway. So I'm going to jack it up. So for this thing, you jack it up in the front, and you can jack it up on this bar right here. So this bar that goes across with the two holes, that's how you use the jack, and then you can jack it up on that. And then I'll show you guys where to put the jack mounts or the jack stands according to the instruction manuals. So yeah, stay tuned. Alright, so you probably want to know where you put the jack stand. It's not that obvious on these. So you come up right behind the front mud flap, okay? And then, as you can see, someone did jack it up here at one point in time, bent the metal, and then now it's rusting. So we're going to repair that in another video, stay tuned. But the correct spot right behind the mud flap is this spot right here. So once it'll come into focus, come on, you can do it. So that spot right there, that's where you want to put your jack stand on both sides of the car. So right behind the front mud flap right there, and that's according to the instruction manual, so you know it's good. Alright, so I got the truck jacked up here. I left that with some tension for safety. I got both jack stands holding it at the correct spot. Do a bit of shake test, no movement, we're good. Make sure handbrake's on, make sure it's in gear if it's manual, and then we've got both wheels in the back blocked so then it won't roll. And actually, to drain the oil, it's easier to come to the oil pan from the side here. So if you come down, that's our oil pan drain. So that's our oil drain. So go ahead and put your bucket or whatever you use to collect oil right underneath. Go ahead and crack that open, and then we're going to go further in, and once this slows down draining, because I only have one pan, we'll go ahead and take the oil filter off. So what I like to do is, while that oil is draining, I like to pull out the dipstick a bit here under the driver's seat for some airflow. And then I also like taking out the oil fill cap also for some airflow. So hopefully that'll let the oil drain out a bit more faster. And as you can see, it's already dripping. I mean, it only holds about 3 liters, so not too much. But yeah, let's move in the back here, and then we can take the oil filter out, so let me show you where that is. So I'm on the other side here, and it's actually way easier to access the oil filter from this side. So note to self, when changing oil on the Keitora, you go in from one side and the other side, not the front. Alright. And then, yeah, there's the oil filter right there. So I'm going to try and loosen it by hand. If I can't get it off by hand, just going to use the filter wrench and then let that drain. And then once everything's drained and slowed down, we're just going to put the new filter on, put the new drain plug on with the crush washer, and then we'll fill our oil up. Alright, so I got the oil filter off. I don't know if it was just the angle, but it was a bit hard to take off. Looks like it was a Suzuki genuine filter. And then just gonna clean the mating surface off with a paper towel. As you can see, there's some gunk there. And then what I'll do is pop the new filter on. Alright, so I got the new oil filter on, got the new drain plug on, I put the new washer on, here's the old washer, and then just going to torque it down with the torque wrench. And the torque spec for this is 36 foot-pounds or 49 Newton meters, and that's directly from the Suzuki manual. And just going to put the screenshot of the manual up right now. As you can see, 36 foot-pounds or 49 Newton meters. So just going to tighten this up. Going to double check if the oil filter is tight enough, and then we're going to go up top and start putting the oil in. Alright, so I'm going to put my oil in. I got a little funnel here, and then yeah, just going to pour it slowly, and then check it with the dipstick over there. So just remember, this takes 3 liters of oil with the filter. I got it back down on the floor on a flat surface. I'm gonna put 2.5 in, check the level, and then slowly top it up, bring it up to 2.8, 3, see where we're at. It's super tight in here, so gonna just skip the filming. Literally just gonna be adding oil and checking the dipstick. But I'll let you know how much this takes, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so I'm all wrapped up, got the oil filled up. I put 2.8 liters in, started it for 5 seconds, checked the level, and it was a bit low. So then I added a bit more, and now it's perfect. And as you can see, this is liters on the right side, so this was a 5-liter container. There's 2 liters left, and the dipstick is perfect. So it took exactly 3 liters of oil, just like the manual said. So now just going to double check, make sure there's no drips at the drain plug, make sure there's no drips at the oil filter, go for a quick spin, and then just clean up. So yeah, that's how you change oil on a Suzuki Keitora DA63T. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for tuning in. And then once again, I'm going to have a link in the description to everything I've used. So if you're curious about any of that, it's all going to be in the description box. So yeah, once again, thank you very much for tuning in. And until next time, peace.